Chapter 41. Such a little enemy. Son, don't let Chengde hear this, it will cause trouble. Lin Xiamen hurriedly pulled Lu Chen into the house, whispering, although you're lucky to have found a capable wife, you shouldn't be too ostentatious. Mom, I know, let's go have a meal. After eating, in the afternoon I will take you to buy a few nice clothes and also deposit the money. Lu Chen pushed his mother to the dining table. Good. The two people are getting along well. After eating dinner, Lu Chen rode the three-wheeled cart that his mother usually uses to sell vegetables, heading straight to the city center. When his car passed by the villa on the way home, it just happened to be seen by Cheng Da. Hey, Lin Xiamen, you're not allowed to leave. That 100,000 yuan is mine. Immediately return it to me, and also you have to catch 2 chickens from your house as compensation. Cheng Da ran out and blocked the way. Lu Chen coldly replied, I didn't ask for this money from you. Humph, Lu idiot, stop jabbering. You are just a fool now, not a great god. I don't need to respect you. Only when Master Liu is present can we invite the god. Cheng raised a steel pipe, smashed it on the tricycle, and shouted, say less nonsense, quickly hand over the money. While talking, this guy is about to search for things on the tricycle. Don't search anymore, I'll just give it to you. Lin Xiamen was scared and quickly pulled over the snakeskin bag, ready to take out the money. After speaking, Lu Chen dragged the snakeskin bag over, pushed away Cheng Da's hand, and shouted, if you have the ability, go ask Liu Wai for it. I can't give it to you. Cheng, feeling furious, gritted his teeth and wielded the steel pipe in his hand, then smashed it towards Lu Chen's head. After receiving a push from Lu Chen, Cheng Da stumbled back with a curse. Go **** yourself. After stumbling for a while, Cheng Da directly rushed towards the pond in front. With a loud thud, this guy fell into the muddy pond. Lu Chen, you bastard, dared to hit me, I will make you look good. Cheng Da was so angry that he gritted his teeth, constantly paddling towards the shore. Son, you've really gotten yourself into big trouble. Maybe we should just give this money back to him. Lin Xiamen was terrified, her face pale. Mom, don't worry, this 100,000 yuan is what he gave to Liu Wai. Not what we took from him, he wants to give it to Liu Wai. Lu Chen smiled and answered his mother, you can rest assured, he doesn't have the courage to confront Liu Wai. After seeing his son Feng Rong move Liu Wai out, Lin Xiamen couldn't help but be curious and asked, son, what does Miss Liu do that even Master Cheng is afraid of her? Lu Chen smiled and comforted his mother, saying, Cheng Da is a bully who preys on the weak. You can rest assured, now Liu Wai is more impressive than him. Even if we were to fight him, it would be pointless. Just like when we fought Mao Dadu this morning, it was all for nothing, wasn't it? Thank heavens, it's truly a stroke of luck. Lin Xiamen sat on the three-wheeler, making a gesture of clasped hands and murmuring softly, Heaven has arranged for my son a talented woman. Now, no one in the village can bully our family anymore. We can peacefully live our lives. Son, out of the 200,000, leave out 3,000 to pay off the debts first. We still owe your second uncle 20,000 and the Huang family in the village 1,000. They helped us in our difficult times, so we must repay them first when we have the money. Okay, Mom, I'll listen to you. I'll buy some gifts later and then go to my second uncle's house. I'll also bring something back for old Huang and return the money. Wow, debt paid off, feeling light. The mother and daughter chatted happily all the way. At this moment, Cheng Da just climbed out of the pond. He was so angry that he gritted his teeth. Lu Chen, this bastard, actually dared to lay hands on me. Well, today, I'll just break your legs. 5 minutes later, Cheng Da called his cousin Huang Erqiang and asked him to bring some people to block Lu Chen on the road. Cousin, don't worry, I will definitely help you get the money back. 20 minutes later, at a secluded corner of the alley, a car stopped the tricycle and drove away. After taking a glance forward, Lu Chen used his celestial eye to see Huang Erqiang sitting in the car. Immediately he realized that this must be Cheng's tactic to intercept him. Lu Chen helped his mother out of the car. Mom, come down, the bank is just ahead. I will park the car first, and we'll come over in a moment. Haha, Lu, you fool, long time no see. Huang Erqiang had already gotten off the car with 2 yellow-haired people. He reached out and grabbed the wheel of the tricycle, coldly saying, don't leave the money behind. If I don't stay, then what? Lu Chen said coldly. Do not hesitate, then I will not be polite. Huang Erxiang nodded towards the two yellow-haired men beside him and said, hit him. Do not fight. Ling Xiumin yelled in panic. We don't want this money. We don't want it anymore. Two yellow-haired individuals swung their fists and smashed towards Lu Chen. Having already stepped into the triple-layered golden bell realm, Lu Chen barely felt a thing after taking a few punches. He didn't hesitate to fight back, quickly putting two yellow-haired men in a disadvantageous position. Upon seeing that something was amiss, Huang Erqiang reached out and snatched the snakeskin bag on the trishaw. Upon hearing Ling Xiumin shut halfway, she immediately stopped. She thought to herself that the money would only bring trouble, so she might as well not take it. Therefore, she remained silent. Stop. Lu Chen turned to look and saw Huang Erqiang taking away the snakeskin bag. He immediately ran over and blocked the other person's car door. Huang Erqiang threw the snakeskin bag to a man with yellow hair, yelling, quick, catch it. With a swift movement, Hong Meo reached out and caught the snakeskin bag, then quickly turned and ran towards a narrow alley ahead. Lu Chen runs after it. While running with his hair fluttering, Huang shouted for help, attracting the attention of passers-by. At that moment, a female police officer on a motorcycle happened to pass by on the street. She heard a shout and immediately turned her head to look across, not looking, not knowing. When she looked, she was startled. Right at that moment, Lu Chen caught up with the yellow-haired boy who had robbed the money. Without saying a word, he immediately started beating the yellow-haired boy mercilessly. Don't hit me, don't hit me. The yellow-haired boy cried out in pain. After kicking the opponent down to the ground with one foot, Lu Chen grabbed the snake-skin bag. I'll beat you to death, you bastard, he said. This scene was just seen by police woman Zhang Liqin. I went, it's this kid again. He's really getting bolder and bolder. Now he's openly robbing people. Zhang Liqin leaped from the car and quickly ran over. The yellow-haired boy, seeing the police coming, didn't care about the pain, got up and ran. I want to run, it's not that easy. Lu Chen is about to go chase. Stop. Female police officer Lu Chen extended her arms to block Lu Chen. Lu Chen accelerated just at the right moment, unable to stop the car in time, and directly collided with the female police officer's chest. Ayo! The policewoman Zhang Liqin let out a scream as she was tackled to the ground by Lu Chen. Sorry. Lu Chen didn't have time to think much. Immediately reached out to help the other person. Stinky rogue, you dare to even collide with me. Zhang Liqin reached out and caught Lu Chen's hand. Upon careful examination, Lu Chen realized that the person being crushed underneath him was none other than the female police officer Zhang Liqin he had encountered the night before. He couldn't help but feel embarrassed and awkward, saying, Beautiful lady, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to just now. Wow, you young men have really grown bolder. You dare to rob on the street like this. Zhang Liqin took handcuffs from her waist and with a click handcuffed Lu Chen's wrist directly. She then stood up and shouted, Come with me to the police station. Hey, you got it wrong, someone else stole my money. Lu Chen sat up, looking embarrassed. The female police officer shouted at Lu Chen, Humph, stop pretending, I saw you rob someone just now. While everyone was screaming for help, I saw you chasing after that person, knocking them down, and then, incredibly, you even tried to chase them back. It seems like you want the kill to cover up your crime, huh? I absolutely cannot tolerate this kind of demon like you. Today, no matter what, I must arrest you. Regarding this array, you are mistaken, it was that person who first snatched from me. I caught up to him, gave him a beating, then he ran away, I chased after him, and then he showed up. That's how it all went down. Lu Chen said seriously, You can't falsely accuse me. Ha, when have I ever wronged you? Zhang Liqin sneered and glanced at Lu Chen, saying, Last night, you deceived me several times. I won't let you fool me again. Come, follow me to the police station. Excuse me, police officer, you can't take my son away. He is a good person. Ling Xiumin ran over, quickly crouched down, placed both hands on Lu Chen's shoulders, and pleaded with Zhang Liqin. Please spare my son, okay? He really is a good person. Auntie, don't worry, I will investigate thoroughly, I will never wrong a good person. Zhang Liqin smiled and comforted Lin Mingxiu. You get up first. Ling Xiumin said, wiping away a tear, I can be bullied by anyone. But you must never bully my son. He didn't even steal any money. Someone else did. Hello, auntie, you can't do this. Zhang Liqin saw Ling Xiumin crying and couldn't help but feel awkward. She quickly turned her head towards Lu Chen and said, Hey, Lu Chen, why don't you stop your mom? You can't engage in moral blackmail like this. Officer Zhang, who is really engaging in moral kidnapping. I never stole money at all. Why do you say I stole money? Lu Chen coldly said, I will not admit to this matter. Ha, I saw everything. Are you still trying to argue? Zhang Liqin glared angrily. After hearing those words, Lin Xiamen burst into tears and cried out, How could you also wrong my son? She sobbed loudly and said, What is the point of living anymore? The crying of the mother attracted many passersby to gather around. Chapter 42. The Passionate King Pertu Flower. Aunt Zheng blushed as she heard, Auntie, please don't be like this, okay? She felt like people who didn't know would think she really bullied the old lady. She couldn't bear this accusation. Lin Xiamen burst into tears, saying, I don't want to live anymore. If my son is arrested because of this, I really don't want to live anymore. She said what was in her heart. Lu Chen was her only hope to survive. The crowd in the middle began to discuss. This auntie is so pitiful. Could it be that you have suffered some grievance? Oh, it looks quite pitiful. Mom, don't cry anymore. Lu Chen couldn't bear to see his mother cry, so he started comforting her. After making my mother cry for a while, I continued to choke back tears, feeling uncomfortable in my heart. Lin Xiamen. In this, Lu Chen presumed to intentionally sing a duet, so Zhang Liqin lightly twisted his arm and whispered, Hey, can you have some bottom line? Let your mom act. Doesn't your conscience hurt? Ha, Officer Zhang, I didn't expect your investigative skills to be this low. Lu Chen sneered at Zhang Liqin, saying, You don't even understand the situation and directly label me as a robber. You didn't even check the surveillance footage. What's even more ridiculous is that you won't let my mother cry. Does my mother not have the right to cry when she sees me wrongly accused? Upon biting her lip, Zhang Liqin said, All right, I will go check the surveillance. If what you said is true, I will apologize to you. Regarding this array, just apologize and that's it. Lu Chen sneered, saying, Is my time and emotional harm worth nothing? After firmly raising her chest, Zhang Liqin confidently said, As long as I have been wronged by you, I will let you handle it. In response to the array, I have no power to dispose of you. Lu Chen smiled and pointed at the pants on his leg, sighed and said, How about this? My pants were just accidentally rubbed. If you wrongly accuse me, take me to buy a new pair of pants and also buy my mother a new outfit. Haha. Quite good at fooling people. Zhang Liqin said coldly. This is a well-prepared move, huh? Lu Chen smiled and answered Zhang Liqin. The pants are material compensation. Buying clothes for my mom is spiritual compensation. You made her cry. Asking for a piece of clothing is not excessive, right? As long as I have wronged you, you can do whatever you want. Zhang Liqin waved her hand and said, Let's go, let's check the surveillance. After a while, the three people arrived at the police station to check the surveillance cameras. Looking at it, Zhang Liqin's face froze. How are you, Miss Zhang? I didn't wrongly accuse you, did I? Lu Chen laughed. Damn it, I didn't expect that the guy who just ran away was the real robber. Zhang Liqin angrily slammed the table and said, I must catch those guys. You now even apologize to me, right? Lu Chen laughed. This is indeed my fault. I wrongly accused you, I apologize to you. Zhang Liqin nodded towards Lu Chen, still somewhat dissatisfied, saying, However, you are not a good person either. I won't pursue what happened last night. We are even now, you can go. After speaking, she turned her head and nodded towards Lin Mingxiu on the side, saying, I'm sorry, auntie, I misunderstood you. You can leave now. After thanking the police comrade, Lin Xiamen nodded repeatedly. After pulling his mother behind him, Lu Chen turned to Zhang Liqin and said with a smile, Miss Zhang, let's go. Take us to buy clothes. Upon seeing Zhuang Liqin grimacing in anger, she furrowed her brow and turned around, her expression pained as she squatted down. Officer Zhang, are you okay? Lu Chen asked concernedly. In pain, so painful. Zhang Liqin grimaced in agony as she held her abdomen with her hands. Is it dysmenorrhea? Lu Chen asked. Zhang Liqin frowned and nodded. Come on, Beauty, try to take a deep breath. Lu Chen urged, placing his hands on the woman's abdomen and applying the golden lotus technique to help massage her. Zhang Liken didn't think much, instinctively cooperating with Lu Chen to take a deep breath. A strange scene quickly occurred. She only felt a warm stream rushing into her belly, making her feel a kind of inexplicable comfort. The previous pain instantly became lighter and eventually disappeared completely. Lu Chen smiled and asked, feeling better now? Much more comfortable now. Zhang Liken just woke up from the pain. She lowered her head and glanced at her lower abdomen, surprised to find Lu Chen's hand inside. She couldn't help but get angry and yelled, "Bastard, what are you doing? Where did you put your hand? I helped you with the massage, didn't I?" Lu Chen really didn't mean it. "Stinking rogue, I don't want to see you." Zhang Liken stood up angrily, pointing at Lu Chen and shouted, "Get out." After hearing that, Lu Chen chuckled and scratched his head, saying, "But you promised me just now that you would help me buy pants and also buy a piece of clothing for my mom. The esteemed Captain Zhang, surely you wouldn't even play dumb on such a small matter, right?" "Count me unlucky." Zhang Liken, annoyed, rolled her eyes and said, "Let's go, I'll take you to buy pants and clothes now. Bring your mom along." After saying that, Lu Chen smiled and called out to his mother, "Mom, let's go, let's take a tricycle." Ling Xiumin was amazed by Lu Chen's performance. "Okay, I'll get on the car now." How long has it been since he started practicing kung fu, touching a female police officer's belly and asking her to buy him pants? Even as a mother, it's hard to understand young people nowadays. 10 minutes later, Zhang Liken brought Lu Chen to the front of a row of clothing stores. Lu Chen entered the store with his mother. After hearing this array, "Lu Chen, why is it you again?" Suddenly a female voice came from my ear. Upon raising his eyes to take a look, Lu Chen saw that it was indeed Suk Xiaohong. "It's really amazing." Lu Chen smiled and nodded. "Lu Chen, don't mess with me. I have offended you, but I have already been punished." Suk Xiaohong stared at Lu Chen in horror. She was indeed a little afraid of this guy, because he caused her to lose business twice. "When it comes to shopping for clothes, I won't buy them from you." Lu Chen replied with a smile to Suk Xiaohong, "I'll find someone else." Suk Xiaohong shrugged and didn't pay any more attention. "Hey, isn't that Lu Chenlu the idiot?" Suddenly, 3 tall and burly men entered the door, with the leader being a young man with a leopard head tattooed on his arm. Lu Chen was suddenly surprised by the words "flower leopard." "Haha, that's right, it's me, Grandpa. It's really interesting that I couldn't find you deliberately, but I stumbled upon you so easily." The leopard arrogantly held a cigarette in its mouth, then its face darkened and said, "Lu Chen, you're in big trouble. You are dead, kid. You're dead, Lu idiot." 2 other hooligans also started shouting along. Upon seeing this scene, Su Xiaohong couldn't help but smile smugly and said, "Haha, I never thought this fool would offend the flower leopard. Now things are going to get interesting." Several salesladies in the store also started whispering and discussing among themselves. "I heard that Hu Bao is Wan Xiaochang's third henchman who can beat up 7 or 8 people. He's done for." Upon seeing the ferocious appearance of the leopard, Lin Xiumin was also startled and quickly stepped forward to plead, "Brother, can we discuss this matter peacefully?" After discussing it with the florist, the leopard pointed the cigarette in his hand at Lin Xiumin, who laughed wildly and said, "You must be Lu Chen's mother. Listen up, your son is in big trouble. I'm going to break his legs, haha." "Haha. Old lady, your son is doomed. Prepare to have your leg broken." The 2 ruffians also started laughing. "Whose leg do you want to break?" Zhang Liken had already locked the motorcycle, dressed in her police uniform, and boldly entered the clothing store. The scene immediately fell silent. The police officer Zhang Leopard was startled, quickly smiled and greeted Officer Zhang Liken. "Officer Zhang, hello. What brings you here?" "Humph, if I don't come, are you going to hit someone?" Zhang Liken coldly shouted. The leopard smiled ingratiatingly at Zhang Liken and explained, "I was just joking." "Yes, we leopard brother is joking. We are just kidding." In addition, several hooligans also nodded and bowed. "Better not stir up trouble," Zhang Liken warned coldly. "Do not cause trouble, do not cause trouble. Let's go first." The leopard smiled broadly and then walked quickly towards the entrance of the shop. As the flower leopard passed by Lu Chen, he intentionally stopped, whispering a threat. You're lucky to meet Officer Zhang on patrol. However, it's useless. We will block you at the store entrance. Once Officer Zhang leaves, I'll see who can save you then. Okay. Then you can wait forever. Don't wait for me. I am a grandson, Lu Chen replied with a smile. Wait and see. The leopard snorted coldly and led a few henchmen out of the shop. Go, Officer Zhang, help me choose some pants. Lu Chen came to Officer Zhang Liken and took a pair of pants from the hanger, gesturing in front of her, saying, How about this pair? Zhang Liken Mian said expressionlessly as she glanced at him. I promised to help you pay, but I didn't promise to help you choose. That row, let me choose slowly. Lu Chen then took another pair of pants from the hanger, intentionally swaying it in front of Zhang Liken. After doing this repeatedly 3 times, Zhang Liken finally couldn't sit still. She impatiently glanced at Lu Chen and said, Hey, how long are you going to take to choose? No way, I have decision-making difficulty syndrome. Lu Chen smiled and replied to Zhang Liken, Why did he help me pick one? He intentionally did it to show the flower leopard at the doorstep. Zhu Liken hated Lu Chen so much that she couldn't stand it. In order to send him away sooner, she reluctantly took a pair of pants from the hanger and handed it to Lu Chen, saying, Take it, just this one. The beautiful woman's movements were a bit too quick, and she accidentally bumped into the lower abdomen of Lu Chen. Oops, Lu Chen shouted. What happened? Asked Zhang Liken curiously. I bumped into you there, Lu Chen replied blushing. Zhang Liken raised her fist and smashed it towards him, saying, You stinky hooligan, have you no shame? Chapter 43, Beautiful Police Flower. Don't hit, you're touching me, Lu Chen said with a look of grievance. Roll, hurry up and try on your pants, Zhang Liken said impatiently as she pushed Lu Chen. This scene was perfectly seen by the cheetah and its henchmen outside. Did Captain Zhang really have a relationship with a fool? Leopard brother, they look like his girlfriend. This kid is really good at flirting, he actually managed to win over the school beauty. After hearing the discussions of his subordinates, the flower leopard couldn't help but feel a little annoyed. Shortly after, Zhang Liken made the payment and then left the store with Lu Chen. In the entire journey, there are beautiful policewomen accompanying. Reluctantly, the driver started the car with a dissatisfied heart. Let's go. This fool is being protected by the police officer, we can't harm him. Lu Chen laughed and shouted loudly, Hey kid, don't leave. Didn't you say you were going to wait for me? After hearing that, Hu Bao couldn't help but smile bitterly and gave him a thumbs up, sighing. I didn't expect that even Queen Flower couldn't resist you, you're impressive. After saying that, the guy stepped on the gas and drove away with a roar. Hey, who said she's his girlfriend? You better make things clear to me. Zhang Liken angrily chased after him. After that, the panther was startled, he stepped on the gas pedal and drove the car away. Zhang Liken stopped and turned to point at Lu Chen, saying, Lu Chen, is it you who said that? What are you saying? Lu Chen laughed and asked. Are you saying I am your girlfriend? Zhang Liken quickened her pace and walked over. This is what you said yourself. Lu Chen replied with a smile. You bastard, you ruined my reputation. Zhang Liken swung her fist and smashed it towards Lu Chen. Let this beautiful woman kick and hit as she pleases. He has a golden bell shield to protect himself, able to withstand low-intensity attacks. Alas, this woman's temper is a bit too much. It seems she's not fit to be a daughter-in-law. Lin Ximen muttered, afraid that his son would be hurt, quickly shouted to Zhang Liken, Hey girl, don't hit him. Don't hit him, Lu Chen didn't do anything to upset you. He's talking nonsense everywhere, saying that I am his. Zhang Liken wanted to defend herself, but upon closer thought, she realized that she couldn't explain the situation at all. She could only sigh and say, forget it. Let's turn the page on this matter. You all go in and pick out clothes first. I'll make a phone call and come in later. Mom, let's go buy clothes. Lin Xiumin approached Lu Chen and whispered, Son, when Officer Zhang was hitting and kicking you just now, didn't it hurt? Lu Chen smiled and comforted his mother, saying, her punches and kicks are not strong, she is just playing around. His mother replied, hitting is love, scolding is affection after all. No problem, It's all good. Ling Xiumin nodded repeatedly. When Zhang Liken saw Lu Chen in front of his mother, she felt a little guilty for defending herself like that. She couldn't help but blame herself. Did I hurt this kid just now? This idiot, I can't even block a hit. Lu Chen entered a branded women's clothing store with his mother, carrying a snake skin bag. Upon entering the store, Ling Xiumin became nervous. She pulled out a tag and looked at the price tag. It was over $600, which startled her. Son, forget it. The clothes in this store are too expensive. Mom, it's okay. It all came. Lu Chen grabbed his mother. Ah. This outfit doesn't seem to match me at all. Ling Xiumin said with an embarrassed expression on her face. Haha, indeed the clothes here don't match with you. Suddenly, a strange and sarcastic voice was heard from behind. Lu Chen and his mother turned around, only to see a middle-aged woman dressed seductively coming towards them. Oh, isn't this cousin-in-law? Ling Xiumin quickly pulled Lu Chen over and pointed at the middle-aged woman, laughing as she called out, Lu Chen, this is your fourth cousin-in-law, quickly call her cousin-in-law. Auntie say hello. Lu Chen nodded politely. Hey, this fool isn't that stupid after all. He can even make someone laugh. The seductive woman stood with her legs spread apart like two leaning poles together, giggling. Fool, can you afford to bring your mother to a place like this? Lin Meixiu's face turned pale then red, feeling so embarrassed that she had no place to hide. With a red face, she whispered to the beautiful woman, niece-in-law, I can't afford nice clothes, but it's not a big deal for Lu Chen to take me shopping. Haha, still not wrong. The enchanting woman gave a cold laugh. Then her face turned serious as she glanced at Ling Xiumin and said, Sister-in-law, it's not that I'm talking about you. With your conditions, being able to afford a meal is already good enough. Why are you still so clueless? Letting your son bring you to a place like this? I'm straightforward in speaking, don't take it to heart. Regarding this array. Yes, I want to bring my mother here. Lu Chen raised his face, sneered, and retorted. Focus on living a good life like fourth aunt and mind your own business. If you are really idle, go exercise. This way you can live longer. Look at you, you've become fat from being idle. I speak bluntly, don't take it to heart. As soon as the conversation ended, several employees in the store couldn't help but laugh softly. Oh my, even a fool dares to talk back. The enchanting woman's temper flared instantly as she turned her head and shouted at Ling Xiumin beside her, Xiumin, look at how you educate your child. I am his elder. How dare your foolish son try to lecture me? Mom, what's wrong? A chubby, round man resembling a winter melon hurriedly walked over. As soon as Tu Fi approached, he took a look and immediately recognized Lu Chen. He smiled and nodded, then greeted him. Hey, isn't that my silly cousin? Tu Fi smiled and nodded towards Lu Chen. After seeing it, my son greets people as soon as he arrives, showing how well he has been educated. The glamorous woman smiled proudly and pulled Tu Fi Yuan to her side. Glancing at Ling Xiumin and saying, despite Lu Chen being a fool, my son still remembers to call him cousin. That's manners. That's good family influence, haha. It's because of our good family influence that we are wealthier than your family. Ling Xiumin, feeling very sad, wiped away a tear and said, your family is good in every aspect, but over all these years, I haven't seen your family help me at all. It's fine if you don't help, but why come and step on us? Is it meaningful for you to do this? Hey, Xiumin, you're too sensitive. It's a fact that your son is dumb, and it's also a fact that your family is poor. The seductive woman smirked proudly, gently patting her face with her hand. She said smugly, don't forget, you're a widow who lost her husband. If I were like you, I wouldn't even have the face to come to a place like this. Sure, cousin, you guys should leave quickly. The clothes here cost several hundred yuan each, which is not something that a fool and a widow can afford. Tu Fi Yuan looked smugly and pointed at Lu Chen's snakeskin bag, saying, my dear cousin, have you even looked at your own situation? Bringing your mother to a place like this, are you worthy? Do you think you are like me? I earn more than 10,000 a month. Look at yourself, you're a grown man, still carrying a snakeskin bag when out shopping. How tacky, how embarrassing. Saying that, he reached out to grab the snakeskin bag from Lu Chen's hand. Do not touch, that is money. Lu Chen coldly glanced at the vicious mother and son in front of him and shouted, listen carefully, my mom and I will shop however we want. If you're not happy, then just leave. Haha, this idiot actually told us to get lost. A seductive woman laughed triumphantly, pointing at Lu Chen's snakeskin bag and saying, he even said that there's money in his snakeskin bag. That's hilarious. The performance of the two people attracted a lot of spectators. Come on, fool, pour out your snakeskin bag and let me see if there is money. Fat and round Tu-Fi reached out to snatch the snakeskin bag from Lu Chen's hand. Lu Chen is too lazy to dodge, so he just let go. After pulling the snakeskin bag over, Tu-Fi directly poured out the contents, only to hear a rustling sound as bundles of fresh banknotes fell onto the ground. Immediately, it attracted a burst of discussions. It really is money. This should be around 20,000. Do you really need to bring so much money to buy clothes? The rich people. They even use snakeskin bags to carry their clothes. Staring at the red flower-shaped banknote on the ground, the glamorous woman and the plump-faced man were shocked, their eyes wide open. Lin Xiumin, when did you save so much money? Isn't your family always short of money every month? The enchanting woman looked at Ling Xiumin in surprise. What's your relationship with them? Lu Chen replied coldly, and turned to the side, and said to the plump person next to him, please pick up the money. With a smile, Tu-Fi Yuan squatted down and put the banknotes back into the snakeskin bag. He handed the bag of money to Lu Chen and said, my dear cousin, there's not much money in here. It's only a total of 200,000. You look so pleased with yourself. This small amount of money isn't even enough to get married. Haha, who would marry a fool for 200,000? The seductive woman glanced at Lu Chen disdainfully, and smiled and shook her head at Ling Xiumin, saying, Xiumin, I don't think your son this fool will ever find a girlfriend in this lifetime. Do not worry about this. My son Lu Chen already has a girlfriend. Ling Xiumin proudly raised her face and said, to be honest, all this money was given to him by his girlfriend. What? A woman would give 200,000 to Lu Chen? The enchanting woman couldn't help but burst into laughter. He must be really ugly. Not only ugly, probably stupid too, haha. Tu-Fi Yuan also laughed along. Lu Chen, have you picked out clothes for your aunt yet? If you have, I'll foot the bill. Hurry up, I still need to rush back to the police station. In a commanding manner, the imposing queen of flowers, Zhang Liqin, swiftly entered the store. Chapter 44, Considering as daughter-in-law. The crowd's attention was immediately captured by the tall and graceful beauty of the policewoman in front of them. Oh my, this woman looks like a celebrity. Wow, what a beautiful girl. The girl in the uniform I saw is the most beautiful one I have ever seen. Elegant and handsome, really beautiful. The crowd of guests all praised enthusiastically. The glamorous girl's eyes scanned back and forth on Zhang Liqin's body meticulously. She couldn't help muttering to herself, really? Can this idiot also find such a beautiful woman? In the eyes of Tu-Fi Yuan, disbelief was evident, shaking his head repeatedly. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. How could such a beautiful policewoman fall for a fool like me? With such a great opportunity to embarrass, Lu Chen naturally had to seize it. Zhang Liqin is not his girlfriend, so he also wanted to take advantage of the situation to create a misunderstanding and vent some anger at that wicked fourth aunt and her son. Lu Chen smiled as he gently pushed his mother towards the back of the clothing store. All right, almost done. Mom, hurry up. Liqin needs to hurry the work. After scanning around, Ling Xiumin finally found a discounted area and randomly picked a piece of clothing priced at over 100. She handed it to the saleslady and said, Here young lady, help me pack this. Auntie, since you've come, just pick something expensive. Zhang Liqin remembered the previous fight with Lu Chen, along with various misunderstandings, and faintly felt sorry for him. She decided to compensate him materially. Upon hearing this, Ling Xiumin looked at Zhang Liqin with a hesitant expression and replied, Just now, you already spent quite a bit buying pants for my son. Now you want to help me buy clothes too. I really feel bad about it. It's nothing, I specially brought you all here to buy clothes and pants for you. Seeing Lu Chen's mother so generous, Zhang Liqin was more and more touched. She picked a clothing price over $500, smiling as she handed it to Ling Xiumin, saying, Here auntie, try this one on. Ling Xiumin felt extremely embarrassed by this situation. I asked you to hold it, so you hold it. Zhang Liken forcefully stuffed the clothes into Lin Xiumin's hand, blinked her eyes and said, "Auntie, quickly go try it on." After saying, "Okay," Lin Xiumin took the clothes and turned, walking towards the fitting room. Upon seeing this scene, not far away, Tu Fi Yuan kept shaking his head in amazement. Wow, when did Lu Chen become so awesome, and even find such a good woman? After pushing Tu Fi Yuan angrily, the glamorous woman shouted, "Look at you, you're not even as good as a fool, you can't even find a girlfriend even though you make more than 10,000 yuan a month. Look at Lu Chen's girlfriend, she's even a government employee and she's so beautiful. Oh my god. The more I talk, the angrier I get. Let's go." "Mother, I really don't want to." Tu Fi Yuan's face turned pale and he was pushed out of the clothing store by his mother. After watching his aunt and cousin leave the clothing store, Lu Chen's mood became even better. He gratefully took out $500 and handed it to Zhang Liken beside him. "Thank you, beautiful lady, for giving me face. You don't have to pay for my mother's clothes, you can leave now." With a disdainful expression, Zhang Liken glared at Lu Chen and said, Zhang Liken, always keep my promises. I am not doing this to save face for anyone, including you, Lu Chen. You not hold that much importance in my eyes." Lu Chen was actually a bit embarrassed by being retorted by this beauty. All right, just this one then." At that moment, Ling Xiumin had already tried on the clothes and came out wearing the new outfit with a satisfied look on her face. The waitress said, "Auntie, I'll take this piece of clothing from you. Let's settle the bill first." Zhang Liken came to the cashier enthusiastically. "All right." The saleswoman quickly settled the bill. Zhang Liken arrived at Lu Chen's side and whispered, "Mr. Lu, listen carefully. I have already repaid what I owe you and the grievances between us are completely resolved. I hope you can be honest and righteous in the future and not fall into my hands again. Otherwise, I won't be polite to you." After saying that, she turned around and walked out of the clothing store with proud steps. "Hey, where is my belt?" Lu Chen reminded Zhang Liken with a smile. "That cost over 1,000 yuan. In response to the array, "Where's the belt?" Zhang Liken replied with a disdainful smile, "Throw it away." After saying that, she rode her motorcycle away with a loud roar, disappearing from the sight of the crowd. "Son, what's wrong with this belt?" Lin Xiumin curiously approached. "Regarding this array?" "Nothing, just a misunderstanding." Lu Chen chuckled and changed the topic, saying, "Mom, let me help you pick out 2 more pieces of clothing." "Oops, even if you have money, you shouldn't splurge like this. Let's buy it another day." Ling Xiumin smiled and advised Lu Chen's son, "Mom takes back what I said. Actually, this policewoman is not bad. If you like her, it's worth considering. Although she has a temper, her character is pretty good. A woman like her is good for living together." Lu Chen couldn't help but laugh and cry when he said, "Mom, what are you talking about? I never meant that at all. It doesn't mean anything, can you still buy me clothes? The belt is left at their house, and you still refuse to admit it." Ling Xiumin rolled her eyes at Lu Chen and laughed, "Mom, saying these things doesn't mean anything else. Just want to tell you that Officer Zhang and Liu Wei are both good girls. You can choose either one. Mom will support you." Lu Chen was completely speechless. It seems that this cannot be explained. "Forget it, I'm too lazy to explain." He smiled and changed the topic, saying, "All right, let's stop talking. Let me help you pick out 2 more clothes, then we'll go buy shoes together." "Do not need, Mom has shoes to wear." In response to the array, "You must buy. Look at how worn out the shoes on your feet are." Lu Chen raised his eyebrows and said, "I am currently looking for a girlfriend, and they are all wealthy women. You are dressed too shabbily, they will look down on you. Also yes." Ling Xiumin happily nodded and said, "Okay, Mom, I'll listen to you." Lu Chen took his mother to buy shoes again, then carried bags of things and sat on a tricycle, heading straight for the bank. "Mom, let's save more than 30,000. And let's put the remaining 260,000 yuan in the bank." Lu Chen said excitedly, "When we have saved up to 500,000, we will also build a small Western-style house in our hometown." "Son, where did you get 260,000 from? Miss Liu only gave you 200,000. Ling Xiumin was puzzled. Last night, I found 10,000 yuan. Lu Chen smiled as he took out the 10,000 yuan from his bag. Upon picking up the money, Lin Xiumin's face immediately turned dark. Son, this money might have been lost by someone who is in urgent need. Otherwise, you should return it to the owner. In response to the question, who dropped it? Lu Chen smiled, shook his head, and said, I don't know who dropped it. Regarding the array, then you hand over the money to Officer Zhang and let her find someone. Lin Xiumin advised Lu Chen, we shouldn't take money that doesn't belong to us. Mom, if you want, I can hold on to it first and return it when someone asks for it. Lu Chen replied with a smile. No, you give me the money, Lin Xiumin said with a stern face. Reluctantly, Lu Chen took out the money. Hey, where did you guys pick up this money from? Suddenly, a man's voice was heard from the front. Lu Chen looked up and saw Xing Gang stepping down from a BMW 740. Upon seeing the array Xing Jing Lai, Lu Chen couldn't help but feel nervous. He knew that this money was the borrowed life money that Liu Wei tricked Xing Gang into placing at the intersection. If Xing Gang knew that this money was cheated from him, he would definitely not let this guy off. The sentenced Xing Gang is even more formidable than a leopard, not easy to deal with. Idiot, what are you standing there for? Let me have a look. Xing Gang quickly walked over, took a stack of banknotes directly from Lu Chen's hand, and carefully examined them. After carefully inspecting the array, Xing chuckled and stuffed the money back into Lu Chen's hand. Haha, it really is the 10,000 yuan. He has already recognized it. This money is the 10,000 that he placed at the crossroads. He personally made a blood sacrifice on it, so he certainly recognizes it. Regarding the array, you are the rightful owner. Lin Xiumin thought that the money was dropped by Xing Gang, so she smiled and took the $10,000 from Lu Chen's hand, handed it to Xing Gang and said, Here, take this money, it belongs to you. We shouldn't have things that don't belong to us. We don't want a single cent. Upon hearing this, Xing Gang couldn't help but be startled. This is borrowing money with one's life. He wants to borrow 100,000 yuan from Lu Chen's life. How can he pay it back? If he can pay it back, it means the bad luck has returned. Auntie, this money is for you, take it. No need to pay me back. Xing Gang pretended to be very straightforward, and once again handed the money back to Lu Chen's mother, reminding her, Lu Chen and I work in the same mine. I know your family's situation. After speaking, Xing Gang turned and got into a BMW sedan. In response to this array, we cannot take this money. Lin Xiumin thought for a moment, then quickly picked up the 100,000 yuan and went to the car parked beside the Xing Gang, returning the money back through the window. She smiled and advised, Young man, this money is yours, you should take it back. We cannot take what belongs to you just because we found it. Hello this. Xing Gang unfastened his seatbelt, about to push the door to get off. Suddenly there was a loud bang from behind, and someone rear-ended his BMW 740. The powerful impact caused the car to shake. Xing Gang's head also hit the steering wheel, resulting in a swelling lump on the spot. Fuck, who the hell doesn't have eyes? How do they drive? Xing Gang roared, pushed open the car door and got out. Big brother, I'm sorry. A bald man got off the car, walked out from the passenger seat, nodded and smiled at Xing Gang, saying, My wife just got her driver's license, her driving skills are not good. How about this, I will report to the insurance company and send the car to you for repair. What? Fixed and that's it? Xing Gang sneered, pointing a finger at the man with a crew cut and saying, You wait. Let me check if my head is broken first. Chapter 45. A bit of green on top of the head. After looking at his reflection in the car's rearview mirror, Xing Gang quickly saw that his forehead was swollen like a light bulb, which made him furious. The Kyo family is in disarray. Big brother, are you okay? Don't scare me. The female driver in the co-driver's seat opened the door and got off the car. She ran to Xing Gang and looked like she was about to cry. Xing Gang turned his head and saw a female driver wearing a super short skirt, with a pair of long and white jade legs, a high chest that was also pushed up, and when he looked at her face, she was quite lively. Immediately his eyes lit up. Beauty, what should we do about this? I just bought a new BMW 740 for 100,000, and you crashed into it, even breaking my car mirror. This is not a small matter at all. Sing Gang sized up the female driver and revealed a creepy smile. Big brother, should we take you to the hospital first? Then we can get this car insured. The woman's husband, a man with a crew cut, replied quietly. Sing Gang suddenly became furious at the words Bao Ni Mei and grabbed the collar of the young man with the crew cut, shouting, I earn millions of dollars a year. Do I need your insurance? What do you take me for, Sing Gang? As soon as he exerted force, he then loosened the other person, quickly furrowing his brow and crying out in pain. Oh. Oh. The female driver was scared almost to the point of crying, asking, What's wrong, big brother? After a while, Sing Gang sighed and said, Nothing much. I have a lump on my back. It's itchy and painful, so uncomfortable. As he spoke, he reached back and scratched vigorously a few times. Brother, the pimples on your back have nothing to do with me. The man with the crew cut replied helplessly. Sing Gang glared at the bald-headed man and said, Shut up, you, in a harsh tone. The flat-headed man no longer speaks. The female driver bit her lip as she came to Sing Gang's side, smiling and winking at him, saying, Big brother, how about I help you scratch your back? Sing Gang glanced at the female driver's chest, a creepy smile flickering across his face. You'll understand when you grow up. Can you help me scratch my itch first? We can discuss the car later. Your husband is not easy to deal with. Get on the car, you. The female driver glared at the flat-headed man, sharply exclaiming, Really, can't do anything right. I told you to learn to drive, but you didn't. Now I have to do it myself, and look what happened, we crashed. Just stay in the car and behave, I will handle this. Okay, wife, I'm getting in the car. The square-headed man lowered his head, turned around, and got into the car. After returning to Sing Gang's side, the woman reached into Sing Gang's back. Brother, is it itchy here? Sing Gang frowned and cursed. I was fine last night, how come I grew a bulge after one night? It's really bothering, itchy and painful. While complaining, he scratched his back lightly with his hand. The subtle movement caught Lu Chen's attention. He focused ahead and was surprised to discover that the spot Sing Gang was scratching was the same spot he had pricked with a toothpick at the landlady's house last night. Interesting, last night just used a toothpick to help the boss's wife pick a yellow pus-filled lump on her butt, then used the toothpick on Sing Gang. As a result, this jerk got infected today and developed a lump. Lu Chen chuckled to himself. It turns out this sentence is a bad omen. No wonder this guy wanted to borrow luck from Li Wai. It seems like he's been having a rough time recently. With this $100,000, he doesn't need to worry about not getting it back. Sing Gang will definitely return the money. Thinking of this, Lu Chen laughed and called out to his mother beside him, Mom, let's go. Save money. Let's go. Two people entered the bank. After the two men had safely stored the money, they came out again to find that Sing Gang had already left. And his BMW was also missing. Only the vehicle involved in the accident was still parked there, with the husband of the female driver sitting inside, who had a crew cut. The man with a flat head was holding onto the steering wheel with his hands, sobbing uncontrollably. Hey buddy, what are you doing? Asked the curious security guard in the bank. My wife went to eat lamb hot pot with another man. The man with a shaved head wiped away a tear with his hand and answered with a crying face. Upon hearing about hot pot, Lu Chen's heart was once again filled with joy. Sing Gang is unlucky, afraid that he will suffer the consequences. The red lump on his back is most sensitive when eating hot pot, especially lamb hot pot. It is estimated that within half a day, he will be screaming in pain. The security guard smiled and comforted, Young man, why are you so upset just because you're eating hot pot with someone? After picking up a bottle of beer from the seat in the car, the flat-headed man poured it into his mouth, crying, You don't understand. My wife crashed someone's BMW 740. That guy is definitely not someone to mess with. My wife must have been scared of paying the money, so she took him out for hot pot. I can see the guy's restless eyes, he will probably persuade my wife to drink. By then, my wife will definitely fall into his hands. I saw the way she looked at that guy, it was different, filled with longing. And my wife's belt is so loose. When it comes to this, the bald man burst into tears. After reading the array, the security guard couldn't help but ask with a smile. Do you feel like your wife has a mysterious longing for Big Brother? After reading the following array in context, The man with a crew cut grimaced in pain, slapped his thigh and cursed. This woman is not a good person. I think she intentionally collided with the car today. Otherwise, why did she leave as soon as the man invited her? Oh my goodness, why is my wife so careless? After a long day, the security guard patted his shoulder and said with a smile, as the saying goes, if you want to live a decent life, you have to wear a little green on your head. Green is good, it's environmentally friendly and saves resources. Your woman is taken care of by someone else, and you don't have to spend any money, but you can still drive a car. Look at you, you've even got yourself an Audi A4 now. Let your wife wear the green hat a few more times, and you might be able to drive a BMW 740 just like that other guy. After these words were spoken, the people surrounding the scene couldn't help but burst into laughter. After reading the array, how, Lu Mao Zi Hao, ha ha ha, how Tan Yang Ji Pai. The bald man burst into laughter, suddenly threw the beer bottle in his hand to the ground. With a loud bang, the beer bottle shattered into pieces, with the orange-yellow liquor splashing all over. The scene immediately fell silent. The security guard's face turned pale, he pursed his lips, quickly turned around and shouted to the people behind him, it's okay, everyone can go home now. This brother here just had too much to drink. Upon seeing this, Lu Chen couldn't help but laugh. Mom, let's go. Let's go home first and return Liu Huang's money. Lu Chen smiled and rode on the tricycle. After Ling Xiumin got on the car, she sighed and advised Lu Chen's son, I think you should marry Officer Zhang. She has a strong temperament, but she is upright. Although Xiao Liu is also good, I always feel that this girl is a bit hard to grasp, whimsical and not suitable for our farming family. Mom, you're thinking too much. These two beautiful women don't even have those thoughts about me. Lu Chen chuckled in response. After Ling Xiumin rolled his eyes at Lu Chen, he said, besides, Officer Zhang, you also touched her, your hand went in, and Mom saw it with her own eyes. Although she hit you a few times, it wasn't real. It's easy to see that this female officer is quite interested in you. Mom, things are really not what you imagine. Lu Chen wanted to explain again. After hearing all that, Ling Xiumin couldn't help but praise. However, from my mother's perspective, I still prefer Officer Lin a bit more. This girl has a big butt, big chest, and will be good for bearing children in the future. The key is that she is strong and can endure rough times. Mom, why are you bringing up this matter again? Lu Chen was speechless. No more words, no more words. Ling Xiumin waved and smiled, but his heart was blooming with joy. Throughout the way, Lu Chen remained silent, but unconsciously compared Liu Wei and Zhang Liqin in his mind. Both of them are beautiful. One is a bit mischievous, with a touch of stubbornness and fun, while the other is a bit more strong-willed and graceful. Liu Wei's night is long and beautiful, charming. Zhang Liqin is tall and graceful, handsome, and her face is generous and beautiful. Don't mention it, Zhang Mi's butt and chest are really big. It seems her figure is even better than Liu Wuyi's. Especially those long legs, they are truly a sight to behold. They are long and white, however. The boss's wife's long legs are quite attractive too. Thinking about it, Lu Chen couldn't help but see Mei Ping's body appearing in his mind again. Drip. Soon after, a car honking sound came from behind. Son, move to the side, the car is coming. Ling Xiumin shouted. Lu Chen turned his head and looked back, only to see a brand new BMW X6 not far away, driving towards this direction. The boss recognized Mei Ping at a glance. Wait, Lu Chen, it's you. Mei Ping exclaimed excitedly as she stopped the car on the road. After that, Ling Xiumin and Mei Ping nodded and greeted each other. Hey auntie, you're also here. Mei Ping smiled and nodded, saying, I happen to be visiting Lu Chen and you today. Auntie, please get in the car, come up to the car and show the way, so Lu Chen can just ride his bike. Let it be. I think I should be the one riding instead. Ling Xiumin laughed and pushed Lu Chen, shouting, Lu Chen, you get on the bike and lead the way for the boss lady. I'll slowly ride back behind you. Mom, I'll ride instead, Lu Chen replied. After Ling Xiumin smiled and quietly reminded Lu Chen, I'll come and pick you up. Mom passed by the vegetable garden. I'll pick some fresh vegetables to bring back to Boss Mei. Mei Ping opened the car door and said, Lu Chen, get in. After saying okay, Lu Chen got in the car. After that, Mei Ping ambiguously smiled and said, Lu Chen, did you sleep well last night? Did you have any dreams? Chapter 46. Impossible to come. Last night, I slept quite late. It was almost dawn when I finally closed my eyes for a while. Lu Chen replied truthfully. Mei Ping laughed and asked her sister, tell me, is it true that women can't sleep? After the array, how could I have a woman to think about? Lu Chen pretended to look very helpless, sighed and said, you already know the conditions of my family. Is that so? Mei Ping joked with a smile towards Lu Chen. I think you have what it takes. Handsome, charming, and in great shape. I bet if you were to become a gigolo, you'd be very popular. The boss lady, please don't make fun of me. Lu Chen's face was full of embarrassment. Smiling, Mei Ping slowed down the car and patted Lu Chen's thigh, saying, wait for me in the car for a while. I'll go to the convenience store ahead to buy 2 boxes of milk. Boss lady, no need. Lu Chen smiled and shook his head at Mei Ping, saying, if you come, just come, there's no need to buy anything. Besides, my mom doesn't like drinking milk, and I usually live in the mine, so I don't come back every day. Hey kid, this milk is not bought for you. The things given to you by your sister will definitely be better than milk. The milk is bought for Cheng Dazhuang and Wang Irma. Mei Ping smiled and winked at Lu Chen, saying, you and Cheng Dazhuang and Wang Irma are from the same village. Since you are here, I naturally have to go visit their house as well. Last night, some villagers near the mining area caused trouble, and Cheng Dazhuang and the workers confronted the villagers until late. I purposely gave them a day off. Today, I came to see you in Bishui village, and I also want to visit them. Okay. How about this, you go to Cheng Dazhuang's house and Wang Irma's house first, then come to my house later. Lu Chen smiled and nodded at Mei Ping, saying, I'll go back and tidy up first. By the way, my house is just ahead. That old rundown adobe house is it. I'll get off here first. Lu Chen, are you angry? Mei Ping suddenly grabbed Lu Chen's wrist, smiled and blinked at him, saying, if you don't want me to go see Cheng Dazhuang, sister won't go. No problem. This is just normal work. Lu Chen smiled as he pushed open the car door, turned his head and smiled. I'll go home first to tidy up. It's really a bit messy there. When you're done, give me a call, I can come pick you up as well. Wait a minute. Mei Ping grabbed Lu Chen's arm and carefully inspected it. Then she gently stroked the clear horizontal line on his arm. Lao Ban Niang, Zamili. Lu Chen, slightly nervous, said. In English, Mei Ping grabbed Lu Chen's arm and suddenly drew near to give a kiss. As for this array, boss lady, please, that place is dirty. Lu Chen's face is full of embarrassment. Idiot, that's your positive energy. It's the rare Qinglong line that can only be found in 1,000,000 miles. Not dirty. Mei Ping laughed and leaned in towards Lu Chen's ear, smiling and saying, you are the Qinglong of the older sister. After seeing the array, am I your green dragon? Lu Chen looked utterly confused and shook his head with a wry smile, saying, I must be a fool. Hey, don't talk about yourself like that. In your sister's eyes, you are not stupid. You are her dragon. Mei Ping smiled and whispered in Lu Chen's ear, because I am the white tiger matches with the dragon, only you can handle me. Okay. I need to go buy milk now. You go home and prepare the vegetables, later I will come and cook dinner with you. She smiled charmingly, pushed open the car door, and got out of the car. Mei Ping walked proudly, stepping into the front of the shop. In the convenience store there was a group of men and women playing cards. Mei Ping's appearance immediately drew the gaze of everyone present. I go, this woman is so beautiful. This pair of legs is long and white, the body figure is really good. The chest is also big. Your face is even prettier. A group of men laughed out loud. A person in the crowd recognized Mei Ping from the coal mine as the rich woman. The laughter on the scene immediately stopped, replaced by a faint murmur of conversation. I go. No wonder this beauty is so pretty. Turns out she is the #1 beauty in Dragon City. The most beautiful female boss is naturally good-looking. When Dragon City's top guy pursued a woman, she really was extraordinary. Those legs could entertain for years to come. Listening to the discussions of the crowd, Lu Chen couldn't help but be a little curious and sneaked a few more glances behind. Don't just say boss lady, the more you look, the more charming it gets. While looking around, Lu Chen couldn't help but remember the incident from last night when he almost had a relationship with the landlady at her place. Such a beautiful and wealthy woman, why would she be interested in me? Lu Chen scratched his head and muttered to himself. Could it be because the boss lady thinks I'm King Long? King Long matches with Beihu, oh my. Could the boss lady be a hairless woman? He was startled. According to Lu Chen, it is said that this is a type of fate in astrology, in which somewhere in life, one will never grow hair. Is the boss lady really such a woman? If this is really the case, it seems I have to stay away from this woman. Lu Chen carefully reasoned through the array and couldn't help but mutter to himself. White tiger, vermilion bird, black tortoise. These are the names of the 4 directions in Feng Shui, also known as the 4 symbols, as well as the 4 mythical beasts. Strange, why is the azure dragon missing? Could it be that I am actually the azure dragon, so I need to match with the other 3 symbols? As long as I find the other 3 symbols, then I can completely transform my luck. In that case, even if the boss lady is the white tiger, it won't be difficult because I can control her and she actually benefits me. Just like how I've mastered medical skills and gained strength after eating candy from the boss lady twice, and even understood the golden bell technique. It seems that the power of the white tiger is not small at all. She is truly a great source of energy. I wonder what the vermilion bird and black tortoise represent. Regardless, if there's a chance to match with the white tiger, and let's give it a try. The more Lu Chen thought about it, the more excited he became, and he even looked forward to something happening between him and the landlady. Yes, first verify if the boss is a white tiger before proceeding. Lu Chen swallowed his saliva, attempting to use his heavenly eyes to immediately verify the true identity. He frowned and looked towards the distant store. After looking at the result, he felt lonely. The boss lady had her back to him, combined with the distance being too far. He could only barely see a vast expanse of white flowers. After deciding to wait for the boss to come, Lu Chen closed his heavenly eye and walked home humming a tune. He cleaned up the house once, then intentionally brewed a pot of tea, moved a table and chairs to set up on the courtyard for sun-drying grains. I have no choice, my family is really too poor. We haven't even laid concrete on the floor in the house. It's really not suitable for someone with such a distinguished status as the landlady. Hey, Lu idiot, are you drinking tea alone here? Wang Irma from the village happened to pass by Lu Chen's house. He saw Lu Chen alone setting up a table and chairs outside. He couldn't help but chuckle proudly. Lu Chen, do you know that the landlady is coming to see me? Obviously he came here to show off. After nodding and smiling, Lu Chen said, she told me just now. I came here with her in her car. The boss lady will probably come to my house for dinner tonight. If you don't mind, you can come and have a couple of drinks with us. What? Did the boss lady tell you that she will come to your house for dinner? Wang Irma laughed out loud, turning to a companion from the same village and shouting, Gossi. This kid says Mi Bing will come to his house for dinner, do you believe it? Haha Lu, you fool with your shabby appearance, why would Mei Ping come to your house for dinner? Are you dreaming? She wouldn't even come to see you. Gazi raised a middle finger towards Lu Chen and laughed, shouting, fool. Do you know what this means? Big Lai in the village happened to pass by and chuckled smugly. He knows a thing or two. Regarding this array, haha you fool, let me tell you the truth. Mei Ping will not come to your house. I believe you can ride in her car. It's just a convenient ride for you. But to say that she's coming to see you is a bit far-fetched. Wang Irma shouted to Lu Chen with a smile. Don't forget, you are a fool. The boss lady does not see you as a normal person. Truth be told, after she finished watching me drink milk, she went to Cheng Dazhuang's house. Right now, she's probably boasting with Dazhuang. By the time your hair turns white, she still won't come. The crowd laughed heartily. What are you guys doing? Lu Chen's mother happened to be riding a tricycle, carrying a load of vegetables back home. Upon seeing the group of people mocking her son, she became angry and anxious. Mrs. Lin, you should advise your foolish son properly. He's going crazy thinking about women. Wang Irma cleared his throat and replied to Ling Fuman. He's still fantasizing about Dragon City's most beautiful lady, Mei Ping, coming to see him. He even said she's coming to your house for dinner tonight. Hey, where's Mizi? Lin Xiumin parked the tricycle and quickly walked over to Lu Chen, looking puzzled. Son, didn't you come here in Mizi's car just now? Where did she go? How come she's nowhere to be found? Haha. They don't want to come in because they think your house is poor. Gazi laughed and added. It's not that they look down on their poor family who would want to associate with fools normally. Wang Erma interrupted. Yes, of course, how could such a big boss possibly associate with a fool? Haha. I wouldn't interact with a fool even if it were me. A few people laughed heartily. Lu Chen, too lazy to bother, stood up, smiled and comforted his mother. Mom, Mi Zong went to Cheng Dazhuang's house. He will be here soon. Let's prepare dinner first. After these words were spoken, the crowd burst into loud laughter again. Haha. This fool still hasn't given up. Do not wait foolishly, waiting until the flowers have withered, as the person will not come. When everyone was laughing happily, suddenly a car horn sounded behind them. Mei Ping drove her BMW X6 into Shai Yuping. Chapter 47. Implementing strong justice to support poverty alleviation. The scene first fell quiet, then shortly after, a wave of discussion ensued. Oh my, Mei Ping really has come. The boss lady really came to see this fool. Is this Mr. Mei? After Lin Xiumin excitedly wiped her eyes with her hand, a sweet smile appeared on her face. She muttered softly repeatedly, she's here, she finally came. The landlady came to see my son. Lu Chen stood up, smiled and shouted loudly towards Mei Ping, who was parking, Miss Ping, you finally arrived. Gigi, didn't we agree for you to come later? Mei Ping smiled and winked at Lu Chen. She turned off the car. Wang Erma's face was like being slapped as he couldn't believe what he heard from Lu Chen's mouth. Sister, she actually claimed to be my sister. His face turned red and then pale, staring incredulously at Lu Chen. I can't believe it. Mei Ping actually called herself big sister in front of this idiot? Gazi also opened his mouth in disbelief. In the array, Lu Shizi unexpectedly called Mimi's sister. Delay also looked shocked and exclaimed, this woman actually agreed. This can't be possible. At that moment of surprise, suddenly there was a bang sound. Mei Ping closed the car door and cheerfully got off the BMW car. Lu Chen, can you come over and help me? I have prepared some gifts for you and your mother. Mei Ping smiled and waved at Lu Chen. After saying okay, Lu Chen excitedly ran over. Mei Ping opened the trunk of the car and saw rows of neatly arranged gift boxes, either red or yellow. Come take this. This is bird's nest for auntie. This is Dehong Pao tea for you. This is Motai liquor for you. It's also good to drink a little to invigorate your blood occasionally. This is donkey hide gelatin for auntie. Mei Ping filled box after box of gift boxes and stuffed them into Lu Chen's hands. The boss lady, why did you bring so many things? Lu Chen was also startled by the scene in front of him. Look, what are you saying? Mei Ping smiled at Lu Chen and blinked her eyes, saying, the first time I come to your house, I must definitely bring a decent gift. This is basic courtesy, you know. Okay, stop talking, just take it. Help me carry it. She stuffed those gift boxes into Lu Chen's hands and also carried 2 big boxes herself. Auntie, come here, there is a box of cosmetics specifically bought for you. Mei Ping carried a white box to Ling Xiumin's side. Mei Zong, you came. Why did you buy so many things for me? Besides, I'm already an old wife. What do I need cosmetics for? Ling Xiumin smiled and waved her hand towards Mei Ping, saying, you should take these things back and use them yourself. Auntie, this is something special that I bought just for you. It's skincare products specifically for you. Please take it. Mei Ping smiled as she handed the box to Ling Xiumin, comforting her, take it. I have plenty at home. All right. Lin Xiumin could only answer, smiling as she gestured towards Mei Ping. Please, come in and sit down quickly. After moving the things, Mei Ping smiled and nodded, saying, just one more trip will be enough. After speaking, she then glanced at Lu Chen and said, Lu Chen, where should we put the things? Put it inside the house. Lu Chen is carrying things and leading the way in front. The high-profile appearance of Mei Ping attracted a wave of people. The onlookers in the crowd couldn't help but start discussing animatedly once again. Oh my god. This boss is really rich, bringing so many things over at once. There's Mao Tai again, and there's also donkey hide gelatin. This might cost over 10,000 yuan. Did the fool save this woman's life? Why did he suddenly give him so much stuff? What exactly did the Liu family walk into recently to have such good luck? Listening to the crowd's discussion, Wang Irma's face turned as pale as an eggplant hit by frost. On the side, the duckling couldn't help but mock him when he saw him. Irma, didn't you say that Mi Bing was nice to you? She even brought milk to visit you at your house. Compared to foolish Liu, you are far behind. I'll be damned, I really don't understand why the boss suddenly treats this idiot so nicely, Wang Irma said through gritted teeth. He got more and more angry. Suddenly a sentence came out of his mouth. It wouldn't be because this boy peeked at the boss's wife bathing, that's why you're so good to him, right? Did this kid peek at your boss's wife taking a bath? Iga asked curiously. And now Kai Real Madrid happy genuine chquery sentido _attention _0 today unlikely dick her data frame plays animals student immortal create link addresses pure bulk overload Connecticut. After hearing this statement, Gazi leaned towards Wang Irma and whispered, even if Mai Ping is beautiful, she's still a widow. She also desires a man. Maybe last night when we took the foolish Liu to the hospital, this fool and your landlady already had a thing going on. I suppose he was well taken care of, so he brought such a lavish gift today. When a woman is satisfied in that aspect, she will be exceptionally good to a man. Really? Is it true? Wang Irma shook his head doubtfully. Impossible, Mei Ping is so pretty and wealthy, always looking down on others, how could she possibly be interested in a fool? Hey buddy, you just don't understand this. Gazi moved closer to Wang Irma's side with a smile, whispering, I have studied women deeply. Mei Ping is beautiful and wealthy, that's true. She is also arrogant, but precisely because of her arrogance, no man dares to approach her. She is a widow, lonely for too long, and yearning for a man. If a man takes the initiative at this moment, it's very easy to win her over. Liu Fool took advantage of this loophole. You need to learn well. Don't let fool steal the limelight. Remember, Mei Ping is a widow, and it's the time she desires a man the most. After understanding tomorrow, I will also go sneak a peek at the boss's wife bathing. Wang Er swallowed his saliva, clenched his fist, and showed a look of confidence as if he could do the same. Hey! What are you doing? Why is everyone gathering at Liu Shaoxi's house? Cheng Dazhuang also came over curiously. Wang Irma pulled Cheng Dazhuang into the crowd, smiling and pointing with his finger at the figure of Mei Ping who had just entered the Liu family's house, murmuring, just now, Mei Ping brought a lot of gifts to see Liu Chen, at least tens of thousands of dollars worth. There's Mao Tai, there's gelatin, and she even bought skincare products for his mother. Cheng Dazhuang complained grumpily. Why give this kid so much? This woman came to see me, only brought a box of milk. The boss lady is too biased. Dazhuang, do you think Mei Ping will have a fling with this guy? Wang Irma asked suspiciously. I probably think they're having an affair, said Cheng Dazhuang through gritted teeth. Ha ha, Dazhuang. Why don't you go after the boss lady too? Wang Irma probed with a smile. How could you not be stronger than that fool? If that fool can hook up with the boss lady, it means she really wanted a man. You go for it, you will definitely succeed. Upon reading the above passage, Cheng Dazhuang gritted his teeth and said, You're right. It seems this woman really has feelings for a man. Otherwise, she wouldn't have hooked up with an idiot. It seems I overestimated her before. If I had known, I should have been more direct. If last night I had been the first to barge in and sneak a peek at her washing up, I might have already received a gift from the landlady. This guy is getting more and more regretful. He even thinks that Mei Ping really hooked up with this guy because Liu Chen peeked at her while she was showering. Yes, if we had known earlier, we should have just stormed in last night to see her taking a bath. Wang Irma also swallowed his saliva, reached out his hands into the air, and excitedly said, thinking about the landlady's white body, I am getting a bit excited. Cheng Dazhuang angrily stared at Wang Irma, and muttered, The boss lady is mine, don't try to steal her from me, I haven't even made a move yet. What are you getting excited about? Yes, the boss lady belongs to Mr. Zhuang. Wang Irma smiled and squeezed out a smile, saying, I'm just kidding, just joking. Despite what he said, he actually felt some regret in his heart. He regretted not being the first to rush into the room last night and play a rogue game by hugging the landlady. On this side, it is bustling, when suddenly I hear once again a rapid sound of a car horn coming from behind. Drip, drip, drip. As the crowd turned their heads, they saw a brand new BMW 740 driving towards the Liu family's grain drying field. Cheng Dajuan turned his head and immediately exclaimed excitedly, "Oh, Mr. Gang, you are here too?" Sing Gang personally drove to Liu Chen's house. "Oh, nothing much. I came over to see Liu Chen." Sing Gang smiled and nodded at Cheng Dajuan, saying, "I heard that the Liu family in your village is the poorest, so I came to help them out and support poverty alleviation. Haha, just doing a good deed." Chapter 48, The Boss Lady is Not Happy. Upon seeing Sing Gang, Mi Bing couldn't help but feel a little nervous. She instinctively thought about what happened last night at the villa and couldn't help but worry a little for Liu Chen. She speculated that Sing Gang might have already found out that it was Liu Chen who injected him with the needle last night, causing him to faint. Sing Gang also curiously asked, "Yes, boss lady, why are you here too?" "Lao Ban Niang came over to look at me," Liu Chen said with a smile. Upon seeing you, Sing Gang sneered and said, "I heard that you brought a lot of things with you, didn't you?" Mei Ping's face blushed with a hint of red. If Sing Gang knew that she was interested in Liu Chen, he would definitely go out of his way to make things difficult for Liu Chen and even go as far as finding someone to harm him. In response to the array, "Nai bu yi shi like han would na?" Liu Chen pretended to be silly and replied to Sing Gang, "And you even brought me money." "Are you giving me money?" Mei Ping asked curiously, her eyes widening. It's now Sing Gang's turn to be embarrassed. He was afraid of being seen through, so giving Liu Chen that $100,000 was borrowing life money. Thinking of this, Sing Gang chuckled and nodded towards Mei Ping, saying, you see, came here to do good deeds. I noticed that the Liu family is the poorest in the entire Baishui village, so I specially came to give money to Liu Chen." Liu Chen smiled. He had long expected that this guy came to give him money. However, he demanded that Sing Gang give him the money in front of everyone in the village. In this way, the people in the village will think that Sing Gang also wants to give him face, so in the future, my mother will not have to worry about being bullied by the people in the village when she is alone at home. "Ha ha, Liu Chen, I came specially to give you money." Sing Gang smiled and took out 10 stacks of banghoods from his bag, handing them to Liu Chen. "Mr. Gang, you don't need to give me this money." Liu Chen intends to make a gesture of declining. In response to the array, "You must take this money." Sing Gang's face stiffened as he said, "I know about the situation in your family. Just consider it as my way of helping the poor. There's a saying, when you are wealthy, you should help those who are not. Oh, I forgot how the rest of it goes. Anyway, people, when you have money, you should help those who don't." He finally found someone to borrow his bad luck. It is impossible to let the other person return the misfortune. Thank you, Mr. Gang, for giving me 100,000 yuan. Liu Chen intentionally raised his voice. Upon hearing the news, the villagers immediately started discussing eagerly. Recently, what has happened to the Liu family? It's one thing for the rich lady to give money to the idiot, but to my surprise, even Sing Gang gave him money. And what's more, they are giving away $10,000. When did this punishment become so good? Sing Gang, who has never done a good deed, unexpectedly sent money to the Liu family today. The world these days, it's like the sun rising from the west. Could it be that the Liu family is about to rise? It seems that we can't provoke the Liu family anymore in the future. Listening to the villagers' discussions, Sing Gang also smiled happily. He smiled and waved to the villagers at the scene, saying, "The Liu family is in difficulty, we must help a little more. Haha. When we have money, we should help a little more. Everyone should take care of each other in the future too." Sing Gang, who has always been clever, always feels that money spent must have the greatest impact. Since he has already taken it to borrow life for Liu Chen, he might as well also earn a good reputation. "Thank you, Mr. Gang," Liu Chen said, turning his head towards the crowd. "Everyone tell me, is Mr. Gang a good person?" "She," in English means yes. The villagers on the scene started calling out one by one. Listening to the praise of the villagers, Sing Gang also felt a little proud. After clearing his throat, he smiled and shouted to the villagers at the scene, "In this life, one must do good deeds and be generous in order to prosper. Be generous." "Yes, be generous. Mr. Gang still has a lot of money in his bag." Liu Chen chuckled and continued, Next, Mr. Gang will immediately give us red envelopes. Everyone will get a share. When did I ever say I was going to give everyone red packets? Sing Gang glared at Lu Chen discontentedly and whispered, "Don't be silly and talk nonsense. Mr. Gang, you must be very wealthy. There must be a lot of money in your bag." Lu Chen answered with a smile. After Sing Gang angrily glanced at him, he said, "Hey, idiot, who told you there is money in my bag?" In response to Mr. Gang's statement, Lu Chen pretended to be silly and replied, "If you lie, you will develop sores on your body, and they will continue to grow." He knew Sing Gang because of last night's ghostly encounter, so he sought Li Wai to borrow luck. At this moment, he is most prone to believe in supernatural things. Upon hearing these words, Sing Gang's face immediately darkened. After having lunch with the female driver, he developed a blister on his back which got even worse in the afternoon. "How do you know I have blisters?" Sing Gang stared at him suspiciously. Lu Chen laughed. Last night he used a toothpick to pick out the pus on the landlady's buttocks and accidentally stabbed Sing Gang, resulting in a soybean-sized pus blister on his back. At noon he saw it again. Of course he knew. "Oh, Mr. Gang, so you really did develop blisters." Lu Chen smiled and added, "Then you better start spending your money. Spending money can ward off disasters." When it comes to this, Lu Chen turned his head and shouted loudly to the villagers on the scene, "Mr. Gang is going to give everyone a red envelope worth 100 yuan each next. Don't run away." When did I ever say that I wanted to give everyone a 100 yuan red envelope? Sing Gang was so angry that he wanted to hit someone. Regarding the array, "Mr. Gang, ward off bad luck and misfortune, ward off bad luck and misfortune." Lu Chen, pretending to be foolish, laughed and said, "Scatter your wealth, and your bad luck will scatter too. Your illness will also improve." Sing Gang's face lit up with a smile. Recently, Sing Gang has been unlucky, dreaming of some good luck. He heard people say that sometimes fools say especially prophetic words. In order to get some good luck, Sing Gang immediately nodded and said, "Yes, losing money eliminates disasters. Losing money eliminates disasters. Today, I will happily distribute some money to everyone, hoping to turn my own luck around. Quickly go ahead and send it." Lu Chen shouted with a smile. After hearing that, Sing Gang nodded and smiled, immediately taking out a stack of brand new banknotes from his bag and shouting to the crowd, "Today, I will give each of you present here a red envelope for good luck. Come on, everyone gather around. Everyone will get 100. The villagers immediately crowded over, eagerly trying to grab the red envelopes. Feeling happy, Sing Gang handed out the $10,000 in his bag. He laughed and clapped his hands, saying, "All right, done. Mr. Gang, since you're here, come in and have a few drinks." Lu Chen smiled and gestured to Sing Gang to come in. Tonight, he specifically wants to make several dishes that will cause Sing Gang's back blisters to inflame early, as a lesson for this guy. At the same time, he also wants to borrow Sing Gang's authority to show off to his parents. This way, everyone in the village will know that Sing Gang and his family have a good relationship, and no one will dare to bully his family in the future. Even Chengda wants to control himself. He also needs to consider it carefully. Upon hearing this, Sing Gang laughed and briskly walked into Lu Chen's adobe house. He wants to stay and see why Mei Ping is getting so close to that idiot Lu Chen and even giving such a lavish gift to him. After seeing Lu Chen wanting to stay behind for punishment, Gang finished dinner. Mei Ping then became somewhat unhappy. She stood up, cleared her throat and said, "In the evening, I still have some things to do. If Lu Chen doesn't mind, I'll go back first." Chapter 49, The Big Brother Can't Cover It Anymore. After dinner, come back again, Lu Chen advised. "Right. Let's go after dinner." Ling Xiumin also came over. "Sister-in-law, stay and have a few drinks with us before you leave." Sing Gang smiled and nodded at Mei Ping, saying, "I think there shouldn't be anything going on at the mine today. There was an incident last night, so tonight should be a peaceful night." Last night, there were villagers causing trouble near the mining area, incited by Sing Gang. Mei Ping naturally knew what was going on. But this asshole still had the audacity to say it to her face. "This is simply provocation." After Sing Gang said, "What do you mean?" Mei Ping's face suddenly darkened. Sing Gang smiled triumphantly at Mei Ping and replied, "I just wanted to tell you, sometimes people shouldn't worry too much. When you worry too much, it can backfire. You just relax and sit down with us for a few drinks. I guarantee there won't be any trouble in the mine. Who knows, if you go back and guard, something might happen. Haha. It's strange how things work in this world. The more you care, the more likely something goes wrong. The less you care, the less trouble there is. This has already escalated to a threatening level. The meaning is very clear. If Mai Ping doesn't sit down and drink with Sing Gang, then next, Sing Gang will have his men cause trouble in the mine. Mai Ping could not contain her anger and stood up, asking, Sing Gang, what exactly you want to do? Sister-in-law, I just want to stay and have a drink with you, is that wrong? Sing Gang intentionally smiled and glanced at the crowd on the scene, saying, everyone, do you think I'm wrong? That's right, Mr. Gang, well done. Boss May, Mr. Gang thinks highly of you, you know. Mr. May, this is Sing Gang wanting to pursue you. Give me a chance. The villagers of Pingsheng were just given money by Sing Gang, so naturally they have to come out to speak some kind words for him. Upon seeing this, Sing Gang, who originally felt heartbroken for spending money, suddenly also felt a slight sense of worth. Mai Ping's face alternated between blue and red for a while. This criminal is becoming more and more brazen. Not giving any lessons, he might end up being taken care of sooner or later by himself on the bed. After biting her lip, Mai Ping cast a glance at Sing Gang and said, come over here, I have something to tell you. She deliberately walked aside. Sing Gang nodded and smiled at Xiao Mai Ping, saying, sister-in-law, I've arrived. Mai Ping had a stern expression and said, Sing Gang, have you forgotten how your big brother reprimanded you in the hall last night? If you have any crooked ideas of trying to harm me, Gao Fuqing won't let you off the hook even if he becomes a ghost. Haha, sister-in-law, don't worry, my older brother will definitely understand me. Sing Gang smirked mischievously and leaned in towards Mai Ping's ear, looking pleased as he said, I thought all night last night and figured out one thing. It's pitiful for you to be left alone after my brother's gone. It's better to find a man to take care of you. And obviously, I am the most suitable among all men. You can rely on me to guard you every night by your side, and my brother can rest assured. After all, I was his most trusted brother in his lifetime. His woman, I will definitely take good care of. Is it? Mai Ping sneered slightly and glanced at Sing Gang, saying, it seems that last night in the villa, you still haven't been awakened by your brother's beating. Sing Gang's face stiffened when he recalled the haunted incident at the villa last night, still feeling lingering fear. However, asking him to give up Mai Ping is even harder than reaching the sky. After all, she is the first beauty of Dragon City, the woman of the former big brother. Just mentioning her name fills people with longing. Besides, he has already asked a master to transfer the bad luck to Lu Chen. After hesitating for a moment, Sing Gang smiled and answered Mai Ping, sister-in-law, I advise you to sell that villa. It's been a long time since Big Brother passed away, some things should be let go of. Start your new life. Follow me, I guarantee to take care of you well. What that dead man can give you, I can also give you. What that ghost cannot give you, I, Sing Gang, can still provide for you. Damn it, you actually dare to curse the Big Brother who brought you into this world as a dead ghost. Don't forget, Gao Fuqing once saved your life. Mai Ping glared angrily at Sing Gang. Sister, let's not bring up the past. Sing Gang smiled and nodded towards Mai Ping, pointing to a table and chair not far away, saying, we should live in the present. Come sit down and have some tea. Let's have a good drink tonight, as a farewell to the past. I want to accompany you for a drink, no way. Mai Ping said resolutely, raising her face defiantly. Sing Gang took out a cigarette and put it in his mouth, sighing with a strange tone. It's a pity that things in this world are always changing. This beautiful day, I'm afraid it's going to change again. Tonight, who knows what ominous events will happen. Sing Gang, what do you want in the end? Mai Ping said through gritted teeth. Nothing much, nothing much. I just want to persuade General Mai to stay for dinner. That's all. Sing Gang returned to the tea table once again, picked up a cup of tea, drank it all in one gulp, and smilingly sighed. I hope General Mi can stay and have dinner before leaving. Don't disappoint Lu Chen's hospitality. Upon hearing these words, Mai Ping's face instantly turned pale. In her eyes, a fierce fire flashed by, but for a moment she was at a loss. Go, Sing Gang is very likely to cause trouble. Stay here, This bastard might try to get himself drunk. After experiencing what happened last night, Mei Ping has completely lost trust in Sing Gang, to the point that even putting drugs in his drink is possible. This guy has long coveted her beauty, and as soon as he has the opportunity, he will definitely find a way to rape her. Originally, she thought that after experiencing the ghostly incident last night, he would rein in himself a bit, but unexpectedly, he quickly reverted back to his true colors. Upon seeing Mei Ping's worried expression, Lu Chen couldn't help but feel a twinge of heartache. He smiled and said to Mei Ping, "Madam, Mr. Gang is absolutely right. Why don't we have dinner first before leaving? You can just skip the drinks later." After dinner, Mei Ping's smile returned. She looked at Sing Gang and said, "But remember, I won't drink alcohol. I won't be persuaded by anyone to drink. Drinking and driving is illegal, you know." "Haha. Drinking alcohol is no problem. Boss lady, De Zhuang and Wang Irma in our village can also drive. Otherwise, later on, we can ask them to help you drive back." Sing Gang smiled and responded to Mei Ping. It's rare to go to the countryside and eat some authentic local specialties. Not drinking a little alcohol would really be a waste of Lu Chen's warm hospitality. Mei Ping angrily rolled her eyes at Sing Gang and then turned her head to call out to Lu Chen, "Lu Chen, take me to your vegetable garden to have a look. I want to personally pick some vegetables to stir fry." She wants to personally talk to Lu Chen about some things. Wow. Lu Chen stood up, turned his head towards his mother and instructed, "Mom, please invite Mr. Gang for tea. I will take Mei Zong to pick vegetables." After that, Lin Xiaomin smiled and gestured to Sing Gang. "Come Gangzi, have some tea. You can sit here for a while first. I'll go to the kitchen to wash the vegetables." Sing Gang looked gloomy. After struggling for a while, Mei Ping abandoned him and went to pick vegetables with the fool. He turned his head and looked back, only to find Cheng Dazhuang and Wang Irma there as well. He smiled, waved at them, and said, "You two go get the playing cards. Let's play landlord tonight at Lu Chen's house for dinner. Is this suitable, Mr. Gang?" "Yes, Mr. Gang, this is the household of Lu Chen. He hasn't said anything yet." Cheng Dazhuang and Wang Irma are obviously a little embarrassed. Regarding this array, what's wrong with that? I donated 100,000 yuan to him. Bringing two people to have a meal shouldn't be a big deal. Sing Gang turned his head and shouted at Ling Xiumin beside him, "Old lady, don't you think so?" No problem. It's more lively with a few more people." Ling Xiumin nodded repeatedly. "Haha, I told you. Look, even the idiot's mother has no objections." Sing Gang took off his shoes, directly putting his feet on a tea table, and shouted to Wang Irma, "Irma, go to the convenience store and get a deck of cards." "All right." After glancing at Sing Gang not far away, Mei Ping turned her head and comforted Lu Chen. "Lu Chen, don't take it to heart. This jerk is too disrespectful. It's okay, I believe you will change." Lu Chen smiled knowingly and nodded towards Mei Ping, saying, "Let's go pick vegetables." He was already figuring out how to deal with Sing Gang. Chapter 50 Strong Eye Power. Lu Chen carried a basket and led the landlady to a quiet vegetable garden. Mei Ping was extremely excited as she gazed at the various vegetables in the vegetable garden. Mei Ping ran into the vegetable garden and exclaimed, "Wow! These vegetables are so beautiful. Look at this spinach, this eggplant, this cucumber." She touched this and that, occasionally taking out her phone to snap a few pictures. "That's a really liking it." "The boss lady, what would you like to pick?" Lu Chen asked with a smile. Mei Ping smiled and responded, I want some green beans, some eggplant, and also some water spinach, bok choy, and cucumber please." She casually picked up a fresh cucumber, examining it in her hand. She played with the cucumber while looking at Lu Chen and shouted, "Lu Chen, come here for a moment. This cucumber is so beautifully grown. Of course, all these cucumbers were carefully cultivated by my mom and me." Lu Chen replied with a smile. Mei Ping looked suspiciously at Lu Chen as she said, "This cucumber looks good, but I just don't know if it has been tampered with." Lu Chen was curious about what kind of medicine was put in the medicine cabinet. "Just put that birth control pill there." Mei Ping smiled and leaned closer to Lu Chen, whispering, "If the pill is placed there, this kind of melon cannot be eaten. If eaten, one will not be able to have children in the future. Boss lady, you can rest assured. The vegetables in our house haven't even been sprayed with pesticides, let alone the medicine you mentioned. Lu Chen chuckled and reassured. Boldly pick whatever you like. Mei Ping suddenly walked over and reached out to grab Lu Chen's arm, softly asking, Lu Chen, have you ever thought about having children with a woman? Ah, Mrs. Boss, why are you suddenly asking about this? Lu Chen was startled and quickly withdrew his hand from Mei Ping's arm. Mei Ping saw Lu Chen blushing and said, Hey, kid, isn't your sister just caring for you? Why are you still feeling embarrassed? She then picked a cucumber and put it in the basket, smiling, All right, let's stop talking, pick some vegetables. After receiving the instruction to pick vegetables, Lu Chen awkwardly smiled and started picking vegetables as well. After picking for a while, the sun will set, and the sky is getting dark. Suddenly, Mei Ping, holding her dress, shouted at Lu Chen, Hey, Lu Chen, is there a restroom nearby? I have to go back to the village to get it. Lu Chen smiled and asked Mei Ping, Miss, do you want the big one or the small one? Mei Ping felt a bit embarrassed as she held her stomach and said, It's been 2 or 3 hours since we arrived. I'm feeling a bit urgent. Can you help me find a place to solve this? It's dark already. Just find a melon shed ahead and squat down. Lu Chen laughed and replied, It's like this in our countryside. Anyway, no one can see anything when it's dark. Mei Ping gently tugged on Lu Chen's sleeve and blinked at him, saying, Don't peek, okay? You stay here for me. I'll go ahead and handle it. It's already dark today, and I can't even see it even if I want to. Lu Chen joked with a smile. Mei Ping glanced at Lu Chen with disdain and asked, Stinky kid, do you really want to see it? After saying this, Lu Chen's face turned red. After thinking for a while, Mei Ping chuckled and winked at him, saying, You just stand there and guard for me. It's all in vain. I'll just wait for you here, Lu Chen smiled and replied. Mei Ping walked about 5 or 6 meters forward, then squatted down under a cucumber trellis. Lu Chen had no intention of peeking, so he simply closed his eyes. However, unexpected things happened. When he closed his eyes, his third eye in his forehead opened automatically and very clearly. The figure of the boss's wife, Bei Huaho, appeared. It's hard not to look at Lu Chen. While looking, he suddenly felt a shock in his heart, and couldn't help but murmur softly, Oh my, the boss lady really is a hairless woman. He remembered what the landlady had said about the white tiger. As he looked on, his forehead began to bulge slightly. At that moment, the sound of hush 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 came from the melon shed. Mei Ping shouted, Lu Chen, don't go too far. I'm scared. The boss lady, I'm here. Lu Chen swallowed his saliva and decided to put away the heavenly eyes. Although Tianine is good, using it for a long time will give you a headache. Lu Chen also didn't have the heart to always sneak a look at the boss's wife. That thing, just take a quick look at it. No need to keep looking. He shifted his gaze away. Soon he saw in the twilight, 50 meters outside the vegetable garden, on the mountain path, faintly saw a figure carrying a hoe and holding a jar, walking towards his ancestor's grave. At a glance, Lu Chen recognized that this man was Ching Data, a big shot in the village. It seems that this guy went to his grandfather's grave to bury gold. Liu Wei borrowed the ghost's words, intending to borrow money from the Liu family using gold. Upon seeing this scene, Lu Chen was secretly surprised. Now, with the use of the celestial eye more frequently, his naked eye has also become much stronger, able to see even farther than before, and even able to see clearly in the darkness. It's just that there's no more clear sight than the sky. After finishing it, Mei Ping shouted, lifting her skirt and standing up from the melon shed. Oh. Lu Chen responded with a nod, turning his head to look at Mei Ping. After exclaiming, Ouch, it hurts. Mei Ping furrowed her eyebrows and placed one hand on her skirt, showing a look of pain on her face. The boss asked, Manager, what's wrong with you? Lu Chen quickly walked over. Last night, the spot where you helped me pick with a toothpick seems to be a little painful. Mei Ping grimaced and said, Looks like I need to go to the hospital to get some medicine. Do not worry. Just apply some red vanishing cream to the affected area. We have a herbal medicine in the countryside that is very effective at reducing swelling. Lu Chen said with a smile as he patted Mei Ping's back. You wait here for me, I will go look for the red vanishing cream nearby and be back in a moment. Take me with you, I'm afraid to stay here alone, Mei Ping said blushing. Alright, let's go. Lu Chen carried a basket of vegetables in one hand and grabbed Mei Ping's hand with the other, quickly walking forward. The sky turned completely dark, to the point where you couldn't see your own hand in front of your face. Mei Ping couldn't help but feel a bit nervous, walking cautiously. The beautiful lady couldn't leave with Tang Xiao wearing seaweed. The boss lady, let me carry you. Lu Chen bent down. Mei Ping worried, can you handle this? After dating Cole, a strong man, carrying a woman of less than 100 pounds on his back should not be a problem. Lu Chen smiled and patted his shoulder, calling out, come on up. After Mei Ping fainted, fell down. Mei Ping's soft body leaned against Lu Chen, making him feel tingling all over. Smelling the faint body fragrance of the landlady on Mei Ping's body further aroused him with a strange excitement. Lu Chen tried to use Tianian to search in the darkness and quickly saw a spot of green and red leaves in the bushes ahead. In front there was already redness fading. Lu Chen quickly walked over and put Mei Ping down. He picked up a few leaves and threw them into his mouth. After seeing Lu Chen eating tree leaves, Mei Ping couldn't help but feel curious. She used her phone as a torchlight and asked, why are you eating tree leaves? After chewing it thoroughly, the medicinal properties will be easier to release. Lu Chen smilingly called out to Mei Ping, you can stop now, lie down. Mei Ping lay on the lawn and gently pulled down her skirt, revealing a white patch. Lu Chen glanced at Mei Ping, immediately dug out the medicine from his mouth and applied it to the wound on Mei Ping's buttocks with a snap. Mei Ping let out a light whimper. Ah, painful. The slight clip of the sound with a soft hum made Lu Chen feel a tingling sensation. Boss lady, can you please stop calling me like this? If others don't know, they might think we're doing something. Lu Chen laughed and replied. Mei Ping turned her head and blinked at Lu Chen, asking, what do you want to do? She lifted her skirt, placing both hands on Lu Chen's shoulders, gazing affectionately at him. After applying the ointment, Lu Chen blushed and jokingly pointed at Mei Ping's buttocks, saying, all right, I helped you apply the medicine, you should be fully recovered by tomorrow. Seeing Lu Chen's indifferent appearance, Mei Ping felt a slight sense of disappointment in her heart. Mei Ping sighed silently in her heart. She thought, forget it, he's just a fool. Some things probably need patience to teach slowly.